Da, 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 da. Okay guys, welcome to my official first video. My name is Tamika. Some people call me Mimi. I am a licensed esthetician. Sorry y'all, I'm at work too, so I'm sure they don't need nothing. I am a licensed esthetician, skin therapist. I am also a retired cake decorator, and I am also a full-time employee. I work for the state of Wisconsin. So, this video is the first of many videos, but it's officially my first one. So, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and comment. Make sure you hit that notification bell so that you are notified every single time that I post a video. So when I first announced that I was going to be doing my YouTube channel, I did ask for you guys to send me questions. I think I got about 7 or 8 questions here that I'm going to be answering. The goal of this video is for y'all to like just get to know me outside of skin, get to know me outside of Brielle's TT. Because if you follow me on social media, you know the little baby runs my life. So I just want to answer a few questions so y'all can get to know the other side of Tamika, or maybe learn some things that you didn't know about me. So, hold on, I gotta go find them, y'all. 1 second. Should have been ready for this, right? Okay, where are the questions? Questions. There we go. Questions from subscribers. Okay. So, we just gonna jump right into this thing. So, the first question is, what is one thing about you that most people don't know? So one thing about me that most people don't know, I would feel like one thing about me that most people don't know is that I'm a goofy person. Like, I am for real. Y'all, I love a good kiki, okay? I like to laugh, crack jokes. Me and my friends, most of the time, we're cracking jokes, y'all. We be cracking jokes. I say people don't know that about me because I always get people who tell me like they're afraid to approach me, or like I have a mean look on my face, or like like I'm not approachable or something. Like, they be scared to approach me because they think I'm just mean. But once you get to know me, you are gonna be like, this nut, she is stupid. Because I like to crack a few jokes too. I like to think that I'm pretty funny myself. But you know, let's see. What is your biggest fear? What is my biggest fear? Like, above anything, I have a couple fears, y'all. My biggest fear overall is failing in life. Like, I can't fail. Like, I have to be successful in everything that I do. My fear of failing is what pushes me and like drives and motivates me. But like a fear, spiders, y'all. If you know me, you know I am a terrified of spiders. If I see a spider, y'all, I get to scratching and itching. My friends be laughing at me because they said it looked like I'm like going into like some type of spell. Like, I break out in hives, like spiders. And y'all gonna laugh, but I need to look up the term. There's a real term for this. I have a fear of holes, like clusters of holes. Oh my God, they freak me out. I'm finna go look it up, y'all. What is the correct term? Because it's a term for this. And again, just like spiders, clusters of holes make me break out in hives. Like, y'all, I know y'all probably laughing like, this fool. I'm dead serious. Like, if a cluster of holes come up on my screen, I'm gonna like toss my phone. Like, it's ridiculous. What is the fear of cluster of holes? It's a word, y'all, for real, and I'm gonna tell y'all the word. It's a tryphobia. It refers to disgust or fear of patterns of holes. So I have tryphobia. Tryphobia. That is the word. And then my other biggest fear, y'all, I'm terrified of car accidents. I've been in several car accidents. But even prior to being in those accidents, like, that is my biggest fear, of like leaving this earth from a car accident. So like, I don't drive fast. I drive for other people. I don't even like driving at all because of my fear. Like, if you want me to go somewhere, don't ask me to drive. You have a better chance of getting me out the house if you offer to pick me up. And then if you are a fast driver, I'm going to have my phone in my hand the whole time so that I don't make you freak out, because I'm going to be freaking out about how you driving. Like, no. So, those are my biggest fears, y'all. Fear of car accidents, fear of spiders, and fear of clusters of hoes. I have triphobia. There we go. Okay. What motivates you? I kind of sort of had answered that. What motivates me is fear of failure. I cannot fail, y'all. Like, um, so my fear of failure comes from when I was a teenager. So when I was 14, my dad passed away after my 14th birthday, y'all. That was my best friend in the whole wide world. But he passed away after my 14th birthday. It caused a lot of issues between me and my mom, because my mom couldn't stand my dad. Like, their relationship as mates was horrible, but our relationship as father and daughter was wonderful. Like, if you know me, know I love the Boston Celtics, and the reason I love the Boston Celtics is because at my dad's house, you either watch Columbo, you watch Star Trek, you watch the A-Team, or you watch the Boston Celtics. Boston Celtics it is. And so I've been a Boston Celtics fan since then. Like, I have a whole shrine in my closet of Boston Celtics stuff. Just when I'm watching the games, it gives me back that old feeling of when I was with my dad. So it's like something me and him still share in common. Even though I'm gonna be 37, he passed away when I was 14. It still like brings me closeness to him. So, but anyways, get back to the story. So, my mom put me out when I was 15, and so I had to go live with my then boyfriend at the time and his family. And so early on, I had to learn to fend for myself. And so, think about it. You're a teen in this crazy world, growing up, going through life, the things that I was experiencing in that house with, my boyfriend at the time, those things, it just caused me to, it pushed me in a place to where, if my mom and dad not here to look out for me, I'm gonna have to do it myself. And so that's literally my motivation. Is literally, you, Tamika, you don't have nobody else to count on. You only got you. So if this does not work, what you gonna do? So that's what motivates me to keep going, to try hard at everything that I do, to get my 100%. It causes me to be a perfectionist. It causes me to have control issues, because I have to be in control of anything that has to do with me, because like, I can't fail. Like, I don't have, I don't have nobody else to pick me up if I fail. So that's my motivation through everything. Anything, business, health, life, like, my motivation is, all I got is me. So you can't fail. So yeah, me and my mom are way back closer now. We've been back close since I was maybe like 21, 22. So now I have my mom if I need her, but it's already been instilled in me that I can only count on me, because that's the only person who's always been there for me is me. So that's my motivation, y'all. What are some things you like to do for fun? Things I like to do for fun, y'all. I love to travel. Like, I every month this year except for September, I have not been in Milwaukee. Like, every month. In April, nope, not April. In May, I actually left twice. So, January, it was out of here. February, March, April, May, June, July, August, I was out of here. Most of the times I was in Dallas. I love Dallas. That's where I'm planning to relocate in April, which is a few months away. But most of the time I was there, because that's like it's just, I don't know, I can go turn up, I can go relax, I can go see friends and family. Like, I love Dallas. So that is like my number one thing to do, is to travel. You want to give me a good time? Travel, okay? Yes. Outside of travel, though, I like to go bowling. I can't bowl worth nothing, y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all, I cannot bowl, but that don't stop me from enjoying myself when I'm at bowling. I love bowling. Like I do. Um, I love bowling. Like, I don't know. Sometimes I will have a good game here and there, but for the most part, y'all, I can't bowl. Um, what else I like to do? I love going out for drinks and hookah and just I love good music. Like, oh my God. It just puts me in a place of like a vibe. So I love that. Um, and I love hanging out with my girlfriends. Like, I don't really know how people be doing it with not having no friends, but I love my friends. Most of them, we've been friends 15 plus years. Some of them, I've been friends 18, 20 years, and I don't care. It don't even have to be like an everyday thing. Like some of my friends that live out of town, I may not see them, but maybe once or twice a year, or maybe only talk to them on the phone ever so often or through text or social media. But I'm telling you, when we get together, it'd be a good time, y'all. It'd be a good time, and I just love it. Just all just no like bickering and all of that. Just loving on each other, laughing, uplifting, motivating each other. Like I love it. That's like one of my favorite things to do. I love to travel with my friends because I don't care where we go, what we doing. We gonna have us a good time, and like I just love making memories with them. Um, I like playing cards. My mom has families dinner at her house every Sunday. She cooks for her entire family. And we go over there. We play cards, deuces wild for money, y'all. Yes, we do. $10 a hand, all different type of side bets. Like we love it, and we sit there for hours. Like we get there maybe by 11:30, 12. Sometimes we don't go home till like 7, 8 o'clock, y'all. And we just sit and eat throughout the day and play us some cards. And I just love like being able to see all my family. My mama opens her house to everyone. She don't care. Like she posts her menu on Facebook. You her friend, you come get a plate. You just gotta come show her some love. That's all. So those are probably all the things that I love to do. Like I'm not like a very adventurous person. Like I'm scared of heights. I can't swim, so I'm not into like water stuff. Roller coasters and all of that. Like, I ain't that girl. I ain't her. Um, what are what are your dislikes or things that annoy you? What are your dislikes or things that annoy you? Um, what are my dislikes or things that annoy me? Um, so like stupid stuff annoy me, y'all. Um, like I don't like looking for parking spots. Like, don't invite me nowhere and I gotta be searching, like literally searching for a parking spot because I'll leave. I will leave. That is not something I like to do. It's one of the reasons I don't go to the mall because I don't like looking for a parking spot. The other reason I don't go to the mall though is I don't like trying on clothes. So like I don't like shopping. I'm not that girl. So like I don't like that. Um, what else? I don't like looking for places to move. So I told you I'm moving to Texas in April. And y'all, the process so far, like, it's very annoying. I don't like the whole process of searching for houses, looking at houses, trying to weed out what's good and what's not, who is a slumlord, who's not. I hate that whole process, y'all. I hate it. I hate the process of packing the house, unpacking the house, moving it, all of that. So when I move to Texas, I'm not taking anything, y'all. I'm starting over fresh, everything there. I'm not taking nothing. I'm throwing everything in my house out, okay? We're going to start over fresh because I don't want the headache. I don't want it. I don't want it. Um, Something that annoys me or that I dislike. I don't I don't even know if it's that I don't like it. So something that annoys me is I don't like people who do stuff for clout or like non-genuine people. That annoys me. And I say that because like I'm a very genuine person. Like I feel like my purpose on this earth is to help others. Like I honestly feel like that's why God placed me here in every role that I've ever had in life, whether it be a job, a relationship, whatever. I feel like God God placed me here to help others. So, that's what I do. I do it from the kindness of my heart. I do it whether it's any compensation attached to it. Like, that's just me. And everybody knows that about me. And sometimes people do like use and abuse that, but I'm in therapy, y'all, and I'm working on healthy boundaries, and trying to make sure that I put myself in situations that don't allow people to take advantage of me and my good heart. But because I am so genuine and like I don't do stuff for recognition, like half the stuff I do for people you would never even hear about because it's not for recognition. Like I did it because I truly wanted to do it and I truly wanted to help them. So when people do stuff for recognition, like that's their sole purpose, it annoys the heck out of me. I don't like people to like put on a show, like, because who are you trying to impress? I guess because I'm so like passionate about my purpose that when I see other people doing it to just for the clout or just to say that they did it or just to like have one up on somebody, it really annoys me because like do it from your heart or don't do it at all. Like, yeah, like I don't know. So that bothers me. And nothing annoys me more than a liar, especially if I done caught you in your lie and I'm giving you the truth and you know it's the truth and you know I know it's the truth and you keep lying and making up more lies to cover the lie. Baby, you got to get away from me. Because like I just feel like we're at an age in life where there is no need to be lying about nothing. Like, I'm big on communication. Like, the next relationship that I get in, because like I've had some relationships where we were able to communicate, and I tell these people from the beginning, you have to be able to communicate with me. If you can't communicate with me, we're not going to work because it's going to fall to the wayside. Like, I'm not a mind reader. I'm not going to be guessing and assuming. And sometimes it comes off as like I'm too of a direct person because I be wanting to communicate. Like, help me to understand what's happening here. So if you get the lying, you gotta move around. Like, I can't because like I'm way too genuine for that, and I can't deal. Like, what is the purpose of lying? Like, what are you expecting to get from this lie? Usually, you're expecting something on the other end, which is why you're lying. Which is like, so you're using me. we're back to using me. So like that annoys me, y'all. So like, yeah, if you're a liar, don't come in my space. Because for one, I'm gonna call you out on it. So I'm gonna always call you out on your BS. And then I just don't want non-genuine people around me. Like, you don't get to experience me because you don't deserve to. Like, no. Okay. Name one word that you would use to describe yourself. Just one, y'all? Just one word to describe? How can you describe yourself with one word? Um, One word that I can use to describe myself. Like from my, wonder is it like from my outlook or like other people's outlook? I would say one word to describe me, like whole. I would say loyalty. I'm a very loyal person. Sometimes I'm loyal to a fault, y'all. Like, oh my God, it gets me in situations that I should not be in. Like, my loyalty, it's a gift and a curse. Like, because I'm a genuine person, and again, I do things from my heart, and it's not for recognition, and I don't ever want to do nothing that's going to put somebody else in like harm's way or anything like that. So like I'm very loyal, like, and I want to see everybody around me win. Even people who have done me wrong, I still want to see them win. And so like I said, sometimes that just put me in situations to where it causes me hurt and pain, causes me to lose things, like um, and again, that's why I am in therapy trying to work on creating these healthy boundaries, because it's much easier to create boundaries than it is to not be that loyal, genuine, giving person that I am. Like, I always want that to be who I am and what comes off. But now I just have to put boundaries in place so that the right people are benefiting from it and not the wrong people. Like, there's people who have done me wrong, like have stolen from me, used and abused me, and I hold their deepest secrets to this day. Like, people still like, I'm not gonna go and like ruin you and your character because I don't have to. Because everything that you've done to me, I'm a child of God, and He don't play about me. So I don't have to try to go and ruin you because he's gonna take care of it for me. He's gonna get that karma for me. I don't have to. So I'm gonna continue to be me and the person I am, and take the higher road because I don't have to. That battle isn't mine. And so sometimes people use and abuse that. And so even my friends, my family, a lot of times people be always like, Tamika, learn to say no. And it'd be like, if I'm in a position to do something, if the only reason why I'm saying no is just to be like negative or spiteful or just to not do it, then I feel like I'm not being my genuine self. So I will still do it. Like, if I have no real reason to say no and I'm just doing it just to say no, I'm probably still gonna say yes because like I don't want that bad karma coming back on me. Like, I don't want to like feel like I'm retaliating or doing something out of spite. Like, I don't give off them type of energies. I'm always a positive, vibrant person, and that is the type of energy that I want reciprocated. I don't want nothing negative. But what I have learned in therapy is when I did used to say no, um, it will always be for a reason behind it. Um, like, no, I can't do this, but I can do that. And so, with creating these boundaries, it's okay to say no and that be it. And I have a reason behind it, especially if it's going to exert something from me that I don't have, which usually is going to be like time and energy. Like, it's okay to say no in those predicaments as long as it's not no just to be spiteful. Like, if I really truly am going to cause some type of like hurt or harm to me by saying yes, then I need to say no, and that is okay. So I had to learn the difference between the two. Um, and so that is the one thing that I feel like if you ask anybody around me, whether they're close to me or not, at some point they probably were close to me. They will all probably say that loyalty, like loyalty, dependable. Like, I'm number one on a lot of people's list of people to call in cases of emergency. Like, call Tamika because she gonna be there. She gonna figure it out, and she not going to make you feel bad about it. Like, I'm not going to be like rubbing it in your face. Like, I'm genuinely going to be there to help you. So that would be the word that I would use to describe me. Okay. What have you struggled most with running a business? Um my biggest struggles with running a business, y'all, has been marketing and time management. I'm getting better at it. Time management, because as I just told y'all, like, I'm recording this YouTube video, but I'm actually at my 9 to 5 too. Um, so like, hold on, I'm just checking this email. Okay. So like, I have to manage between my 9 to 5, my business. Sometimes I still do cakes, and then I still have to get my self care in. I still have to make time for my friends and family. I still have to make time for me. Um, and so, like, I struggle because it be so much, and then I do everything by schedule, and so I literally live off checklist and schedule, y'all. And so sometimes it can be a lot. Um, I need to not just better manage my time, but I need to like give myself breaks too. Like, I feel like I overdo it. And so when you're pulled in so many different directions, I feel like you get to a point where you don't have nothing left to give, and stuff can get really, really bad and out of whack when you don't have the energy or your body is shutting down. The other thing that I feel like that I struggle with is marketing, because I don't like being on camera. That's what y'all gonna learn about me. I don't like being on camera, um, because I have problems with my image and my weight that I'm working through. I'm sure y'all gonna hear more about that on upcoming videos. But that is one of the areas in my life that I struggle with. So I don't like being on camera. But in this day and age of business, social media, you have to be present in order to get your business out there. So like reels are really popping right now. Um, or even like my lipstick, I love. I don't know if y'all can see. Y'all see it? No. There we go. Social Meek Beauty. This is Friends from my cosmetics line. It's one of my favorite shades. It's my go-to for everything, whether I'm going out regular day to day. Like, it's one of my favorite things. So, to promote this, I have to be on camera. I have to be present. And so it's one of my biggest struggles, but I have been forcing myself to be more comfortable on camera for marketing purposes. The other part of marketing besides me being on camera is I have to be consistent. Like I said, sometimes I'll be so drained from my day to day that I'm not as consistent with posting on social media like I should be. And then the other part of that is a lot of my clientele comes from word of mouth. So sometimes I get really lazy. Like on my really booked weeks, it's like you still got to promote, Tamika. Yeah, you booked this week, but what about next week? So those would be my two biggest challenges: time management and marketing. I think the financial piece is a challenge as far as like keeping your books in order. For me, it's not the process of keeping my books in order because I've been doing it. This is my second business. I've been doing this for over 7-8 years, but it's the making the time to make sure that I'm doing it. But this year I'm hoping and praying that I be in a position to where I can hire an accountant and I don't have to worry about that piece of it for next year, for 2023. And I'm hoping I don't have to be accountable for that part. Again, it's not the job task itself, because that part I have down pat. It's more so of making the time to do it. Like when I was running my cake business, I used to balance my books at the end of every month. And so by the time the end of the year came and it was time for taxes, it was like this. And now I find myself not doing it monthly, like quarterly. Sometimes it'll be 6 months and I ain't balanced and did what I'm supposed to do. So then when it's tax time, I'm spending hours and hours and hours getting this stuff together. But again, that comes from that time management aspect of it. So, time management, marketing. What is your biggest regret? What is your biggest regret? So, I honestly try to live my life without regrets, guys. But there are things that, if given the opportunity, I probably would go back and do differently. Y'all, I don't never wear my hair. I'm sorry. So this is just like throwing me off. I'm usually in braids or got to sew in or something, but I try not to live my life with regrets. Like I do try to be intentional about my decision making, and then if it's just so happened that a decision that I made was not in the best interest of me, I try to use it for experiences for future things in life. So I really do I try not to regret it. Like, but given the opportunity, I probably would do it different. But sometimes that's even hard in itself. So like, I'll give an example. So one example is the bakery. So in 2015, January 2015, I started a bakery, a home-based bakery business. It picked up like this. I used to be a bakery manager at Sam's Club. So after I left Sam's Club, people still wanted cakes and things from me. So it picked up like this. Back then, you wasn't having to do reels and all that. You just post a picture and like it was coming, and then word of mouth. So by 2016, y'all, I was having like maybe 15, 20 cake orders a week while still working full time. And so it became a whole lot because shopping for the cakes, responding, answering inquiries about the cakes, baking the cakes, decorating the cakes, delivering the cakes. And these are custom cakes, y'all. Like, so it had different parts and different things to them. It became a lot on top of, at the time, my state job required me to travel around the state. So I can work as little as 8 hours. I can work as many as 10, 12, 15 hours in a day. And so, and then I was over the whole southeast portion of the state. So I was managing about 8 or 9 counties of people for public benefits. And so it was a lot. It was a lot. So, I'm always making big changes around my birthday. I'm always having revelations. I'm going to be 37, y'all. I know I don't look it right, but I'll be 37 in a few weeks. And so in 2016, when it was coming for my birthday, I had made the decision that I was no longer going to be an employee and I was going to go full-time entrepreneurship. So December 2016, I left my job with the state. At that point, I had been with the state since 2010, so I had been with them for a little while. And so left my job with the state. And then in April of 2017, I found the bakery, and I opened the bakery June 3rd. Now, when I left the state, I cashed out all of my 401k, my savings and everything went into this bakery, and the bakery failed. By December of 2017, 6 months later, I was closing the bakery, and all of my money, everything was gone. And it was one of the most depressing times of my life leading up to that point, because I was having weeks where I would have to decide if I was going to eat this day, or I was going to go and purchase the items that were needed to make a cake. Like, it became a really stressful time in my life, y'all. And I lost my passion for cakes during this time, which is why now you hear me say I'm retired. I don't like doing cakes. I don't enjoy it. I only still do them now for like my day one clients. But I don't advertise cakes whatsoever. Like, if I do a cake order for you, it's because you've been around since 2015. So during that time, I lost my house, lost my car. My sister ended up having to move in just to help me from losing the house, and to save me from depression, because I had went into this dark place where I didn't want to be here anymore. Like, I had lost everything. Could you imagine your whole life savings, like $50,000, $60,000 just gone? Your passion for this thing is gone to the point where now you only do cakes to survive. Like, could you imagine the space that I was in? Like, I was so brokenhearted. And my therapist, she kind of equates it to like how losing a child, like losing your baby, like, and that's how it was. Like, up until last year, y'all, I couldn't talk about the bakery without crying and breaking down, but that's because I had learned to start processing it while I was in therapy. Like, I couldn't process that. Like, it was like the most heartbreaking thing in the world to me. Like, I just, like, it was hard. So because of that, I ended up going back to work. By the time the bakery officially closed, I had went back to the States, so I had started back working. And so then I had drowned in so much debt from that even though I was back working, I was still having to climb up out of that debt, y'all. Oh my gosh. So I said, when I had got to a place of, I no longer have to do cakes to survive, I would never touch a cake again. And I meant that. Except now, like, I don't do it to survive. Like, if I do a cake, it's truly because it's one of my day ones. And, like, it's not going to cause me any stress or anything, because they've been with me so long. They know how I operate. They know my pricing. They know all the rules and regulations. So it's not going to cause me any stress. So I said I would never open another business. I'm like, I'm not doing that no more. Like, I am not ever doing that again. I'm going to be a 9 to 5 employee all the rest of my life. But then I found my passion for skin, went to school for that, graduated. Before I started school, I knew I was not going to go be working at nobody's shop. I knew I wanted to do this on my own. The place that who I ran for, I had contacted them before my first day of school. When I graduated and was getting ready to graduate, she remembered me. And she was like, I'm so proud of you. God went through the process and got my place and everything. And so everything that I did wrong with the bakery business, I used it as a learning tool to not do with this business. So that's why I said it's hard for me to say that I regret that decision of leaving my job and opening a bakery, because I feel like it gave me so much knowledge from the experience then that it has helped me. I'm going into year 2 of my spa. Um, so had I not had that experience with the bakery, would the spa be as successful? Like, would it? Like, if I didn't have that hard time. So, do I regret it? No. If given the opportunity to go back and make a different decision, I think what I would have done differently is I wouldn't have left my job. As I just told y'all, I'm still at my 9 to 5, back with the state right now, while I still have my spa. Because I know what it felt like before to rush into that decision. So this time I want to take my time. Yes, I'm going into year 2, but based off experience, I don't feel like I'm ready to go full entrepreneur yet. Like, there's still some work and some clientele to reach and build to. But I wouldn't have that knowledge had I not went through what I went through with the bakery. So that's why I said that it's hard for me to say that, I regret things in life, because I feel like usually if it was a bad decision, I use it as a learning experience to move forward. So, um, another example, let's get into it. Let's get into it. Everybody knows that I'm a big advocate for mental health and for domestic violence, and it's because of the experiences that I went through. So earlier, I told y'all that, when I was 15, my mom put me out and I had to go live with my then boyfriend. And so you can imagine what I experienced as a teen living with this man, right? And so I won't go into details about that part of my life. We will talk about it at some other point. But for the purposes of this question, when I was 18, when I turned 18, I went and got my first apartment and I left. I couldn't wait to get away from that. And that's not to say that it was all bad, because his family took great care of me. His mom, his sisters, like, we all still have a great relationship to this day. But as far as for him, I went through a lot of hell with him. So when I turned 18, I got out. But then when I was maybe 21, he got himself involved in some trouble and he ended up having to go to jail for a real long time. And so when he went to jail, um, at that point, my loyalty again getting the best of me, y'all. I felt like I needed to be there. I felt like if it wasn't for him and his family, who knows where I would have been during those high school years. Like, I was the only one out of him and all his siblings that graduated high school, went to college, and it was because they all rallied around me and supported me. So, like, how can I leave him in this messed up situation? Like, and at that point, I had known him more than I didn't know him. So, like, I know him more years at that time than I didn't. Like, I was 22. I had known him since I was 13. So, I just felt like, I don't want you to go through this alone. Yes, you've done some real bogus stuff to me, but, I don't want you to go through this alone, so I'm going to be there. Like, I was in a whole nother relationship, so I was having issues with my mate about this because he didn't have an understanding, like, he didn't get it. And so I did exactly what I said I was going to do. I wasn't promising him anything, but, like, I did visit him. I took his son to visit him. I took his sister and them to visit him. Most communication with his family came through me. That's how they stayed updated with what was happening with him. I traveled from city to city to go see him, sent them money, phone calls, emails. Like, I felt like I was doing my service, and it wasn't for again, I do stuff out of the kindness of my heart. It wasn't for repayment, no nothing. The only repayment I wanted from him, get out here and do right. Like, get out here and get yourself together. Do not get yourself in no trouble. Like, take your second chance and do right. That's the only repayment I want for you. You don't have to do anything for me. And so that's what we did for 10 years. And so about 6 months prior to him getting ready to come home, the person that I was dealing with at the time, we parted ways. And so he took that as an opportunity, like, oh, that's just God making way. You know, he know I'm finna get ready to go home. So he making sure that you're available for me so I can come and I can do right by you. Da, 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 da. Now, I had no intentions on being with this man, y'all. It was the furthest thing from my mind. Like, I just was happy that he made it through 10 years in federal prison and he was finna get a chance to come home to his family, his friends, and see his son, and his mom and his grandmother was still alive. That's all that I was happy about. And so as we got closer and closer to his release date, um, like I started giving in to what he was saying. And so once he did come home, I let him come to my home. And so at the time, I didn't know that like he had an issue with drugs. And so when he came home, it got worse. And by the time that it got worse, it was already too late. Like we were already living together. But I had seen like this not gonna work. So there were many times like I tried to get him to leave, you know, that I tried to break it off with him and it just wouldn't. And so there I was as an adult finding myself in the same situation that I was when I was 15, 16. Domestic violence, you know, scared to sleep, hiding it from friends and family, you know, like keeping everything to myself. And here I am again having to fend for me with this same individual. And so it got really bad, y'all, to the point like he tried to take both of our lives. Like he was just, you know, if he couldn't have me, nobody was gonna have me. And so I remember one day we I almost got him out, and then he just flipped and he, you know, tried to take us out. And so I had just, you know, I dropped down to my knees and I was like, God, you know, I'm not going to be able to do this without you. I'm not going to get out of this situation. Like one of us are going to be hurt, because I don't want you to, let me clear that up. I don't want y'all to think like this man was just knocking me around when I was a teen or an adult. No. I learned how to fight from fighting him. That's how I've only probably fought a handful of females in my whole life. I learned how to fight from fighting this man. So, like, even if I can't whoop you, I'm gonna pick up something and knock you clean out. Like, it was to the point we was at the Freighter Hospital, y'all, for like a week straight. We kept going to Freighter every day. But it wasn't because of me. It was because of him. Because every time he tried to do something to me, I did something to him, and he the one ended up with stitches and busted hands and all of that. Because no, I'm not gonna take this abuse. Like we gonna tear this mug up. And so some people feel like it's not domestic violence because I fought back, but whatever. That's a whole nother topic. But anywho, so it got really bad, and a few days after he tried to take both of our lives, I dropped down to my knees and I prayed to God, like, God, please get me out of this situation. Like, I'm not going to be able to get out of this without you. Like, one of us are going to end up seriously hurt. And so, maybe about a day or two after that prayer, came home from work. We fought. He stole my car and he went and had an accident. Now, y'all, where he had the accident at is about 10 minutes from my house. He called me 5 minutes after he left talking about, hey, I just had an accident, call and report your car stolen. So imagine the speed that he was going, that you're 10 minutes away from our house, but you only left 5 minutes ago. Like that speed racer, right? And so me not wanting him to go back to jail, because I've never reported any of the abuse. Like there's no record of it anywhere from younger or older. Me not wanting him to go back to jail, me not wanting him to be in trouble. Like I avoided the police. But by the end of the day, the detectives have already put it together. They knew who I was. They knew who he was. They knew his background. They knew his history. And they told me if that I continued to not cooperate or not be truthful with them, that they were going to lock me up for obstructing the officer or something. And so my friend at the time, who she was probably one of the only people who knew what I was enduring with him, she was like, friend, you're gonna have to save yourself. Like, you can't save everybody. I know you don't want to get him in trouble, but at this point is you or him. And so it broke my heart, but I ended up telling them who it was and where to find him. They ended up going to the house and they got him. And so they took him and they arrested him. And I found myself in a situation where I lost everything again. But remember, this is what I prayed for. I asked God to get me out of this situation. I wasn't specific. And when asking God, I just asked him to remove me. And so I took that as an opportunity. He's locked up. I left that house. For one, he wasn't on my insurance policy. He shouldn't have had my car. And so the car got totaled out, and they didn't do anything for it because they paid for the other people, but that was it. For as far as me, I was on my own because he didn't have permission to drive. He wasn't on my policy, all of that. And I didn't tell them that he was residing with me when I did the policy or whatever. So I don't know. So lost my car. At the time, I was in a lease. This happened in March of 2019. My lease wasn't over till August. I had to break the lease. I got my stuff and I got the hell up out of there because that was my opportunity to break free. And then during all of this time, there was a lot of gossiping about me and my situation at work. And so instead of people doing like welfare checks and checking on me like a normal employer would, they were gossiping. And I actually walked in maybe like a week or so after everything happened. I walked into these people talking about me and I spazzed out. So I lost my job. So here I am again. Remember, with the bakery, lost my house, my job. It was damn near losing my car. Here we are again. I've lost my car, lost my house, now lost my job. So now I found myself in this depressed state again. Like, just don't want to be here, don't want to live, can't believe that this happened to me once again. But you know, my friends and family rallied around me. By April or May, I had another car, I had another job, and I had another house. So like, you know, it didn't last as long as the first time. And so do I regret it? I don't. I struggle with this one, with saying if I regret it. What I would have done differently is I would have never let him back into my house or my heart or anything, because what I went through in that house with him, and you know, subsequently what happened after, is something that I could have avoided. But I let the loyal me, wanting to see the best in everybody, wanting to help everybody, wanting to see everybody do good, not wanting to see him go back to jail, not wanting to see him get in trouble, thinking I can, you know, help him. I let that get the best of me and it caused me to be in a situation that was not good for me. Do I regret it? I don't regret it, because again, it taught me lessons. Like now, it's the reason why I'm probably not dating now. It's the reason why I'm probably not in a relationship now, because I don't let people get in my head like that. I'm very for sure of myself and what I need and what I want. And when I start seeing red flags, it's you can no longer like talk me into pretty much anything. And I feel like it made me so much stronger mind wise. It made me have to force myself to be by myself and like really repair and heal. And so now it's only so much that men can do to me that really can rock my world, because like I'm very, very practical with my thinking and things like that. Now I don't rush into things, and I see people for who they are, and now I'm creating these healthy boundaries around me so that only certain people can come and get in my personal space to even get to that point. So do I wish I would have made a different decision? Yes. Still, I kind of sort of don't regret it, guys. Like, so that's what I mean by these things that happen in my life and these decisions that I make. They're life lessons. Do I feel like I can learn these lessons a different way? Yes. But would I have gotten there? Like, would I have learned those lessons? Like, would I be who I am today had I not gone through these things? So that's why I struggle with the whole regret piece. But definitely, if given the opportunity to do some of these things differently, definitely would have done it differently. I would have, and I would have made smarter, better decisions. But now I have that knowledge to make smarter, better decisions going forward. So I think that might have been the last question, y'all. Oh, my phone locked on me. Yeah, that was the last question, which brings us to the end of our first YouTube video. So what do you guys think? Like, Now that y'all know me a little bit more, like y'all know me outside of Skin and Brielle, like yeah. Um, like I said, this I want to use this YouTube channel to reach as many people possible and to talk about real life situations. Yes, we're gonna have some fun stuff in there because, like I said, I love to travel and me and my friends love to have a good time. So I'm pretty sure you're gonna probably meet a lot of different of them and their personalities and things like that. We're gonna do some fun stuff too, but I do want to touch and hit on those topics that are important to me. Like the whole domestic violence piece, like I don't respect anybody that puts their hand on another person, man or woman, because men get beat on too, but it's not reported as much as women. I don't respect you if you agree or I know people say everybody's entitled to their opinion, and you are entitled to your opinion, but if I see you like supporting domestic violence in any kind of way, or like people's favorite thing to say is, well, what did she do to him or what did he do to her? First of all, it don't matter what nobody has done. You don't have a right to put your hands on anybody else. Like you just don't. And so what I've seen is a pattern of women who've come out lately about men, you know, hurting them physically, violently, is a lot of people, men and women, saying, well, what did she do to make him do that? Like, y'all, that's something near and dear to my heart. Like, remember I told y'all I love the Celtics. A report came out about Rondo beating on the mother of his children. I do not support Rajon Rondo in no way, shape, or form. And if you know me, you know that was one of my favorite people on this earth. Like, no, there is nothing no one can do. Like, you have the option to walk away. If someone is not treating you how you want to be treated, leave. You don't put your hands on them. Like, listen, and then it's not taken seriously. Like, oh my God, so many of these beautiful black women lives could have been saved if people just took it way more seriously. But like I said, there's a stigma that if you fight back, then it's not domestic violence. Like, I legit got into an argument with somebody on Facebook telling me that that is not domestic violence. So because I defended myself, is like, what? Like, that don't even make sense. And you're simple minded and you have little girls, and I pray that they don't meet anybody like you. Like, for real. Like, I hope your little girls don't meet anyone like you that thinks that it's not domestic violence if someone puts their hand on them and they hit them back, or they protect themselves. Like, what? So, yes, like domestic violence, mental health, weight loss. Like I told y'all, I struggle with my image. These are all things that I, want to make sure we discuss on this channel. But yes, we're going to do a lot of the fun stuff too. And yes, you will get to come on some adventures with me. Yes, you will get to meet some of my family and friends. So, it's the life of Memi, the full entire life of Memi. So, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, comment, tell me your thoughts, ask me questions, whatever. I will take them, and make sure you hit the bell notification so that you're notified each and every single time that I post.